this device right here, which is called a telephone, and on it is the static, which is white noise. And if you're familiar with the camera, you can take a photo very similar to the camera would take your picture. So if you could do that for us, that would be great. If you could just...
Take it away. Why you niggas always talking about taking it? What are you taking?
Go ahead, see if you can show your pretty faces. Let's see.
What are you always talking about taking? What are you gonna take?
Good job. Oh, it's coming out great. Wonderful job.
What are you trying to take? My spirit box? What you're watching is part of our investigation of the Hinsdale House in upstate New York, one of the most haunted houses anywhere in the world. Those pictures you just saw me taking while I was sitting on the couch of Marissa in that area around the spirit box, although I didn't realize it at the time, ended up being some of the most impressive and horrifying captures of our entire career researching the paranormal. We're about to see those pictures and are about to be blown away and horrified all at the same time, and they actually bring up more questions than answers in regards to what the hell goes on in the spirit world all around us during these types of investigations. In this first picture, there are so many disturbing things going on, I hardly know where to begin. But let's start with what looks to be a second face ripping off of Marissa's face. Now remember, this is a digital photo, so there is no such thing as a double exposure here. Nothing like that can actually happen. If you look directly behind her, there appears to be a hooded figure crouched on the ground, right in the area behind her knees, and on our cooler, there also appears to be a face. Not to mention, the photograph or poster of Nick Groff looks totally bizarre. In picture number 2, the Heinz strangeness continues, but the main focus is again going to be on Marissa's face and that freak show behind her wearing the hood. First, let's take a look at the face again. I can't see any sort of resemblance of Marissa's face here, and it almost looks like several faces covering her face all at the same time. Now, as we look to our friend in the hood, once again, they are still there, while all the other apparitions that we saw, including the weird-looking Nick Groff picture, appear to have changed back to normal. Lucky picture number 3 may be the most amazing and disturbing of all of them, maybe more than all of them put together. As we break this down, first let's look at the Vortex spirit box to the left of Marissa. It appears as though some sort of weird energy field is surrounding it, and as we look close, we're going to see what looks to be faces in that energy field. Almost like it's a window between the spirit world and ours, and those folks are peeking through. As we shift back over to Marissa's face again, it appears as though someone else's face is once again completely blocking out hers. But what's even stranger is that on the back of her neck, there appears to be another face, and it almost looks like it's puking out some sort of pink mist all over her. I really don't know what to say about this, except it's weird as all hell. If we look down below the vortex, we can see what looks to be a large face there, either yelling or screaming. And then of course, once again, our friend over there in the hood is behind Marissa, and it almost looks like on her leg right next to that head, there is another face. This is one of the most bizarre and amazing spirit pictures we have ever captured in our entire career. To make it even crazier, if you look up on the wall to the right of the Nick Groff picture, there appears to be a white misty face on the wall, and then on the picture itself there appears to be another face. As with all these pictures, if you look around enough, you're going to see some really weird stuff. And believe me, if you look at this picture long enough, you're gonna see some really weird shit. Look at the cooler again. There's even another face over there. This picture could perhaps be the strangest of the bunch. As you can see, it looks like what could be hands grabbing her face and pushing it to one side, although she felt nothing at the time. If we look close, we can clearly see in different spots apparition faces everywhere. Up on the TV, if we look close, there is a clear apparition's face with a very detailed eyes, nose, and mouth. All around the vortex spirit box, we can see faces of apparitions everywhere. Over to the corner, we see what looks like a purplish apparition with a hood on its face. Could this be the same one that was behind Marissa earlier? And directly behind her, it looks to be a huge face of an apparition. This is one of the most insane captures we have ever produced investigating the paranormal. As we can see here in the very next picture, the quality has cleared up considerably, but there are still plenty of strange phenomenon going on around the vortex spirit box and Marissa in particular. Now keep in mind, I followed our protocol to the letter, which is to take multiple pictures from the same angle in the same spot as motionless as possible, which is why I sat down on the couch directly across from Marissa. All these pictures were taken in a row. If you look at the vortex spirit box, it appears as though there are two apparitions in there blocking out the colored graphic equalizer light. If you look right below Marissa's right hand, you can see what appears to be a huge face. If you look back over to that corner where that purple apparition is, it appears as though that apparition is still there, still hooded, and with much more detail. And I don't know what the hell that is behind her, but it's bizarre. Once again, another bizarre photo. In the very next photo, we can see more of the same, as that figure below her right arm has morphed into something a little more hideous. The purple hooded figure over to the right appears to have even more detail, and there seems to be a few other apparitions amongst the pictures if you look around. Another strange picture, and remember, these were all taken in a row from the same spot at the same time, one after the other. In this very last photo, I would just like to focus on what's going on in the vortex once again. You saw in the previous pictures they had cleared up a little bit around it, and the graphic equalizer lights were clearly visible. Well, now if you look again, they are clearly blocked out by two shadows, and there appears to be a shadow face on the side of the box. We've seen stuff like this before, but never on this level, and never with this many pictures in a row, every single one of them showing paranormal phenomenon, and none of them clearing up even from 1 second. And I'll say it again, I took 2 sets of pictures here, one set standing up, then I sat down on the couch and took another set of pictures. So what you see is 1 set of pictures from me standing up, 1 set of pictures from me sitting down, all of which you saw in the video I showed first. Thank you for watching this video. For more insane paranormal videos, go to our YouTube channel, Relatively Paranormal, where there are now over 100 paranormal videos available, including every episode of our show, Wickedly Haunted. And while you're there, please support our efforts by crushing that subscribe button